Okay, I'm back again. Welcome to part 2 of the Google Drive Tech Training video series. Let me cut right into the demonstration. So let's close this out. And wow, that's a beautiful picture, isn't it? That's where I went backpacking this summer out in Yosemite. Okay, so I'm going to start right here from my Gmail because all of you know how to get to your Gmail. Okay, so I figured that would be a good starting point. So how do you get to your Drive? Well, in Gmail, there's a little menu up here, and one of the menu items is Drive. So simply click on that, and that will open your Google Drive. Okay, now while that's opening, well, here, let me just get into it. So one of the first things you want to do is set your upload settings, because I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be wanting to upload documents, Word documents, PowerPoint documents, and even if that's not your plan, you should have these settings set up, because if somebody emails you a Word document, for instance, and you don't have Word on your computer, in order to look at it, you'll just upload it to your Google Drive. Okay, so we're going to go to Settings, and we're going to go to Upload Settings. What you want to make sure of is this box, or this check mark is here in front of Confirm Settings before each upload. And also, you should have it default to convert uploaded files to Google Docs format. So if you don't have a checkbox here, like there, I just clicked on it and unchecked it. So let me go back, and to put the check mark there, you'll just click on it. If you look at it and it's already there, then you're good. Just click away. Okay? So that's the first thing. Now you're ready to start uploading files. Okay, so your drive could be empty. Okay, I'm doing this for my drive. What you can see here are these are all different folders. Literally thousands of different documents and presentations and images and things here, even videos, all stored here. Everything you see here is not stored on my computer. It's all stored in Google's data center somewhere. And when I open it, it's just sending it through the internet over to my computer, and I can edit it, and then it updates it back in the data center. So that's how that works. Okay, so let's say I want to upload something like, for instance, a Word document. I go here to the Upload button and click on it, and I choose, do I want to upload just a single file, or do I want to upload a folder? Okay, well, let me start with a file. Okay, and I'm going to, on purpose, upload a kind of complicated file. Okay, so I'm going to say File. You'll have to go and find the file through your computer. Now, most of the time, you're going to go to your computer. This might not even be expanded here when you get into it, so you might have to expand this and go to your U drive and find the file there. Okay, the file that I'm trying to upload is here in my Downloads folder. Okay, so let me just get this one started. So I just click on it. Actually, I could double click it. That works. Or you select it and you hit Open. And that setting we just set to confirm settings before each upload shows up right here. So this is the box I want you to see. And right now it says it's going to convert documents into the corresponding Google Docs format. Well, I'm giving it a Word document, so it's going to convert that from Word into Google Docs. Notice right here it's pretty light, but it's showing a little W, and that's because it's Word. If I would uncheck the Convert button, it would upload the Word file, and it wouldn't do a conversion. And you could view it from your Google Docs, but you wouldn't be able to edit that document, because you can only edit when you're inside Google, your Google Drive. The only things you can edit are the Google documents. So you want to do the conversion here. So I'm going to start upload, and here it's uploading it. It just did it 100%. it's converting, and it converted it. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is open that document in Word a second so you can see what it looks like. Okay, honestly, I just created this document. Like I said, I used to teach Office, so I taught the students how to make 2-column newsletters, and the columns, frankly, is one of the most complex things to import into Google Docs, because Google Docs doesn't support columns, and I'll show you that. So I'm picking a difficult case from the start here. These are actually some pretty good articles. So let me close that again. Okay, that was Word. You're not using Word. Instead, you want to open it here in your Google Drive. So it would show up here after the upload's complete, and you can just go ahead and close that window. Okay, this is the one I practiced on already. It's still there. But let me open this. Okay, now you can see it looks quite a bit different. It's not using 2 columns. It actually, for some reason, came in with some really huge line spacing here. But this editor hopefully looks somewhat familiar. This is actually more like the old Word 2000 editor than the new Microsoft Office 2013 is. Okay, so it might actually, ironically, be easier for you to make the transition to Google Docs than it would be to make the transition to Microsoft Office 2013, because they changed it quite a bit. Okay, so what I want to do here, and you're going to have to get familiar with these menus, and I'm not going to go through every one of these different menu operations, but here, this is a line spacing issue. So I'm going to just go in and change it to single space. That's typical. Okay, and then as I scroll through, I have the same issue here. Okay, so I'm going to just change that. Now, I might be happy. I might not need 2 columns. If you are dead set on having 2 columns in a document, what you need to do is use a table. Okay, and oftentimes, even when I was teaching Office, when you wanted to have the most control over your 2-column document, you would, even in Word, use a 2-column table. Okay, so let me go in. I can insert a table of any size here, and it's just telling me as I drag my mouse around how big my table will be. Now, in this case, I just want 2 columns, a 2-column table, 2 cells. So I put that in, and now I'm going to take my article, at least as much as I think that will fit on one page. So let me copy it down this far, and I'm going to paste it into the table. And now what happened is it's a little bit more than 1 page worth of information. So I'm going to, I'm doing Control X on my keyboard. Okay, that's cut. Okay, I could, well, here, I'll do it up here just so you can see it. Control X is a lot faster. And I'm going to go ahead and paste it up here. Control V on your keyboard would paste it. Notice there's still a little bit of room down there. I'm going to show you, here's a blank line at the top, and I'm going to just go in. Oh, I don't think I can delete the line because it just needs a line above it, table. So I'm going to just change the font to be a little smaller. And so now notice everything's fitting onto one page. Okay, so here's where I'm going to start cutting and pasting again. And here, I'll paste that in. And now I see some of the stuff went on to the second page. So what I want to do now is put a new table, a new 2-column table on the second page. This is just a continuation of this first table, and I don't want it to scroll on to a second page. So let me say here and go on to to table, insert table, and cut this off and put this in, and now finish the presentation and paste it in. So now I have basically a 2-column document. You might not like the border around there. Okay, if you don't like it, you can go to Tables, Table Properties, and make the border white. And now the border will not be visible. Okay, so that's how you do a 2-column conversion from Word to Google Docs. Now, don't get scared, because usually Word documents will convert right in with very little formatting. So on the next example, let me just show you a standard Word document and how it will convert. Okay, so in this case, let me go over here. I'm going to just show you where this file is. It's in my U drive, right, my M Steenstra. And it's down in, this is an old website design document. I have to use old stuff because all of my new stuff is stored as Google documents. So let me first open it in Word, okay? So here's what it looks like in Word, and you can kind of see how it's formatted, okay? And let me close that. So I want to get this document into my Google Drive. I don't really even need to look at it here. I'm just doing this so you understand how it looks in Word. You're just going to go right again to your Upload button. In this case, we're doing Files. You're going to have to navigate to it within your directory structure, and I already did that, so I have it right here. And I'm going to say Open. And again, it's confirming. I'm going to say, yeah, I want to upload this thing. It does the conversion. Sometimes it takes a little while to say finishing, to actually show up. Well, there it is. Sometimes you just need to have some patience and wait for the conversion to get done. But it's here. So let me click on it and open it. And now you can see it's pretty close. The one part, this was in 2 columns, I think, in Word. So it came through as 1. But all the rest of the stuff is just converted very nicely, looks very similar to the way it looked in the Word document, in this quite large document. Speaking of large documents, one thing that you want to keep in mind when you go to upload is you want to make sure your document is not bigger than 2 megabytes. Okay, now it's pretty unusual for documents to be that large. Like if I look at these, this is like 90 kilobytes, and that was a fairly big document. So that's, it'd have to be over 200 times larger than this one in order to go beyond that limit. But it can happen if you have a lot of images and then in a document. So you might have to actually, cut your document in half or something like that before you convert it, and then put it together when you're done, if you run into that issue. Okay, so the last one on this video that I'm going to do for you is an entire folder. Okay, so let's say instead of just doing one file, I'm going to do a whole folder. So I come in here, I need to navigate to it. So here's, my computer. I'm going to go to Mark Steenstra, to my U drive. I want to find my classes. And I'm going to go down to, programming. Oh no, I wanted to do website design. And let's do lesson plans. Let's do this folder. Okay, so I highlighted the folder, and I'm going to say OK, because now I'm actually converting everything in the folder. So watch what happens. I say OK. It asks if I want to convert. Yes. So there's 17 files in that folder, and what we see is in my Google Drive now I have a new folder that's created, and the conversions are happening. It's on the second one. It's going to go to the third one in a second, and you might need to be patient with this. I'm going to just pause the video a second and wait for it to do all of them, and I'll tell you how long it took. Okay, so it took just a minute. And now what you see is all 17 files were uploaded. If I click now on the folder, then I see what's inside it. And here also my drive expands. So you see this thing is actually full of folders, lesson plans being one of them. And all these lesson plans came in and were converted. Now if I click on one and look at it, you might see that the formatting was, you know, a little bit funny. Like these are bullet items and they came out looking kind of strange. So I'm just going to go in there and make them into new bullet items and take out these extra spaces. So you might have to go in and do a little bit of cleanup to documents that you convert, but this came in pretty well. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up a little bit because you don't want to watch videos all weekend. Let's just say we want to convert a PowerPoint. Okay, so let me do an upload file and go to my downloads, and I have a PowerPoint here. So let's open that. And now it automatically will recognize that that's a presentation, and it's going to convert it into a Google presentation. So this is a little PowerPoint symbol, but after, and I was in my lesson plans folder. So when it's done, it's putting it into this folder. If I didn't really mean for this file to be in my lesson plans folder, I can just drag it to my drive, and now it's out of this folder, and it's sitting here in my drive. So you can move your files around just by dragging them. Okay, so now let me click on that. And this was a PowerPoint presentation that I had for chemistry. And now it is into Google. It's a Google presentation, and you can see that it came in very well. Did a great job converting it. Okay, so I'm not saying that you'll never have issues with conversion, but Google does, in general, does a very nice job with the conversions. Okay, so once you get going, you're actually going to want to be creating your new documents and presentations in Google Drive. All right. In fact, you shouldn't really, if you're creating things in Word yet, you're not taking good care of yourself, because those are all things that'll have to be converted later on. So please get into the habit of, when you're making new documents, just create them from the beginning out of your Google Drive. Okay. So what I did, sorry I didn't explain that. You go to this create button, and you pick what thing you want to create. Here's a document, here's a presentation. You can see there's other things. These won't show up in yours, but these are some apps that I've installed. So it lets me even create special images and do image editing in here. Okay, so I'm going to create a new document. Okay, and it just opens up a blank document. Up here is where you put the title. Don't leave this untitled. So here, you know, I might say class newsletter. Okay, I type it in here. It shows up here. When I go to my Google Drive, watch, I'm just going to click on this tab up here. It shows up in my drive, class newsletter. Okay, because that's what I named it up here. All right. Now, well, maybe I want to repeat that. Newsletter. This looks very much like Word here. Okay, like I was saying, this is a lot like Word. So I can center align this, I can bold it, I can change the font size. You know, I can go down now, start left aligning, you know, welcome to 3rd grade or whatever it is. That's too big of a font, so we can change that. You get the idea here. If you want to insert an image, go insert image, and you see there's all kinds of different things you can insert here, including math equations, which is pretty cool. Insert an image. I happen to have my picture here in my downloads, so I can say open. It actually uploads it into your Google Doc, and now I can resize it. No one wants to see me that large. And now, whatever, continue working on your newsletter. Okay, and now what's cool, it's automatically saved. Notice all changes saved in Drive. So if I close it, and here's my class newsletter, I click it again and open it. And there it is right where I left off. I close it, I go home, I open my Drive, and there it is, and I can open it and keep working on it. Okay, so let's move on. Let's say you want to create a presentation. Again, you just go here, create presentation. This actually is a really good thing to use for kids for projects, because they can work on these collaboratively and even access it from home, possibly, depending on how old your kids are. You can pick a theme. Okay, so just you don't need to use one, but it affects the formatting of your presentation. And tech training. And then to add more slides, you go over here, you choose the slide you like. Here's the standard, using Google Drive. And then I can click here if I want to have bullets. I click bulleted list, and I can start typing in my bullets. And then when I'm finished, I can show my presentation. Just by hitting present here. That's how I created my initial presentation. Of course, we need to give it a name. If you don't give it a name, what you'll see is a bunch of these untitled documents, untitled presentations in your Drive, and you won't know what's what. So it's pretty easy, though, to see what it is. You'll click on it, right, and that'll end up opening it, and then you can go and just click up here and give it a name, tech presentation. Okay, and now that's the name that shows up here. All right, now let's say I wanted to create a new folder to organize my things, and I hope all of you will take some time during the class to organize your Google Drive. So you just say create folder, and now I'm going to call this, I'm going to put a 1 in front of it so it goes to the top of my list, tech documents. Okay, create. Now what I see here is tech documents. Now my tech presentation isn't in it. In fact, nothing's in tech documents. If I uploaded things, they would automatically go in there since it's selected. But if I want to move my tech presentation into there, one way is to drag it. Okay, another way, say this class newsletter is supposed to go in there, and I have it open. Okay, and now I can't drag it because it's open. You can go to File, Move to Folder. Okay, and now it gives you a list of all your folders. I'm going to do Tech Documents, Move, and now it just put it in there. Okay, now one really nice feature is, maybe you're looking in a folder for something, tech documents, and you don't find what you're looking for in there, but you created it, it's on your Drive. Google Drive has an extremely powerful search engine. Okay, so let me say, I know I created a document a long time ago as part of the website committee that talked about website guidelines. Actually, it might even pop up as you're typing, but you type that into the search box and you hit search. It's going through all my documents and looking for the ones that have website guidelines in it, and it's actually ranking them according to the best search results. And the one I was looking for is right here, Website Standards for Calvin Christian School. So it showed up, and so that's an easy way to find it. It tells me right here, website, that's the name of the folder that it's in. Okay, if I still didn't find it, if you click this little down arrow, I can search only documents, for instance, or I can search for only ones owned by me, or ones with certain visibility. So there's a lot of fine-tuning that could be done here with the advanced search options. All right, so that's how you can find your stuff. Okay, now to wrap it up, once you have something, so let me go to one of these documents. Let's say I have this newsletter and I want to send it to somebody so they can review it or add to it. I don't have to like save the file and then attach it to an email. I can just hit the share button. So right now you can see it actually came up. It's private and only I can see it and I'm the owner of it. And that's the default for all your documents. Okay, but let's say I wanted to share this with the Google Drive. Okay, I was entering that in wrong. Google Drive. And actually you see it how this popped up. This is the group that I created for this class. Now I can send this newsletter to you so that you can edit it or you can make comments on it, but it won't actually change my newsletter. The comments just showed up in the margins, or that you can just view it. And just for fun, I'm going to leave it as can edit. Okay, I'm the owner of the group, so it's going to go to me, so I'm not even going to check this box. But if you want to keep track of it in your email, you might want to do this. And now I can put a little message with it. This is a test document. You will see how I shared it when you view the video. Okay? And so all of you are going to get this now, which is before, obviously, you're going to be watching the video. And so now it says it's sharing, and now you can see who it's shared with, the Google Drive Tech Training Group. Of course, I could just as easily do this with a person. You know, if I wanted to share it with Terry, I could do that. I could just let him view it. I'm not going to do that right now because he won't know why I'm doing it. But what's interesting now, all of you can open this and you can all come in here and edit it. So I would encourage you guys to all do that. And if somebody would open it right now, we'd see that they're listed up here. It would tell me who it was, and we can actually chat with each other and edit it in real time. We'll do a little experiment with that at the beginning of the class. Okay, so that's about it. So now you have at least some basic instructions on how to convert documents from Word and from PowerPoint, how to create your own Google Drive, Google Doc documents, how to organize your Google Drive, and how to share and collaborate on your Google Docs. So I look forward to working with all of you in class on Wednesday. And don't forget to take the Edmodo quiz before class. All right? I'll see you then. Bye.